Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I am your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that is our weekly buzz show of the week, where we give you a rundown of all the news stories that's going on in the Amazon, Walmart, e-commerce world. We have interviews with different people in the industry, and we give you training tips that will give you serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. All right. What is going on this week? Actually, not too much in the news as far as Amazon and Walmart goes. Has been kind of light on that part for the last couple of weeks, but we're going to give an update on that Inform Act that is affecting many people's dashboards, where you might see some notification where it says, hey, your account might be deactivated. So now it's actually coming on to Walmart too. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. Amazon released their small business report lately, and we also have an update on some of the events that we're doing in June that hopefully I can meet some of you guys that had a great time hanging out with a lot of you in Irvine at our last social a few weeks ago. So it was great for you guys to come out. We've got some other chances to hang out soon that we're going to be talking about, including a special webinar. We've got an interview with an elite seller who is really crushing it online. Maybe you've never heard of him because he's never been on the podcast, and he's not an expert that's speaking out there, but it'd be nice to hear a little bit about his story. And then Shivali actually has an update as well on our Insights dashboard, some new thing that is the most thing that people have asked for when they are talking about Insights dashboard. That just got released, and so Shivali's going to talk about that. All right, let's go ahead and see what's buzzing. The first article of the week, it's not really an article, but I just wanted to talk about what's the latest as far as that Inform Act, where all these marketplaces have to inform the government as far as the who's selling on the platform. Well, of course, a lot of you might have seen this notice on your dashboard like, hey, your account is at risk of deactivation. Well, if you never saw this before and you've never clicked on it, make sure to click on this and take care of that issue. But there was a bug earlier where even though people had finished doing this re-verification, I guess you can call it, this notification was still popping up. So if you're curious, hey, am I covered? Did I already take care of that? Just open up a case with Amazon and they'll let you know. But something that you Walmart sellers might not have known is Walmart, you've got to do this as well. So check your email, whatever your email comes from Walmart, and you might have an email that looks like this. It says, hey, due to applicable law, you are required to annually confirm your contact and related information to continue to participate as a seller. And then there's a button for confirm your information. So look out for this email. Go into your Seller Center dashboard to take a look at it to see if you have re-verified at Walmart, because you don't want to get canceled on that marketplace as well. In other news, Amazon released their small business empowerment report. All right, this is something that they do each year, and the very first thing that jumped out to me is this blurb here. It says, today more than 60% of sales in Amazon store are from third-party sellers. All right, so this is notable to me because I think in the past the figure that Amazon would always give was that it was 50% or more. So now there's 60%. Third-party sellers sold more than 4.1 billion products and averaged more than $230,000 of sales in Amazon store in 2022. There's a lot more interesting tidbits in this press release. Like, did you know what the most shopped categories for third-party sellers are? Number 1, health and personal care. Number 2, home. Number 3, beauty. Do you know what the 5 states with the most third-party sellers? California, Florida, New York, Texas, and New Jersey. All right, the 5 states with the most independent sellers per capita. Well, Wyoming. That's probably because everybody has their LLC there. So just a whole bunch of interesting things. So make sure to check the links below for a link to view this whole report. Next article was just a reminder about an email marketing feature that Amazon has. This is on your dashboard. It's called Brand Tailored Audience feature in your Manage Your Customer Engagement tool. All right, so you can actually use this to announce product launches and deals. I'm curious, has anybody been using this? There's a lot of people who have had this on the beta program for a while, but now it seems like Amazon's making it available perhaps to more people. It allows you to contact repeat customers. So these are customers who have bought at least 2 products from your brand in the last 12 months. And you'll get an update every week with information on new customers who qualify to receive your brand marketing email. So if you want to check this out, go to brands and then click customer engagement. All right. So this is kind of a new-ish thing that we never thought Amazon would allow us to contact our customers because they hate, you marketing sometimes in the past. Well, now they might be easing some of those restrictions, because a lot of sellers want to market to their existing customers. And now you're going to be able to start doing that. So let us know if you've been using that feature. Now, like I said before, it was really great to see a lot of you at our Dave and Buster social. We have other events that myself and different members of the team will be at through the next few weeks. So next week, already, it's coming up. We have a conference that I'll be speaking at in Prague. I just finished my presentation for there, all about product launch. So if you want to go to the event in Prague, go to h10.me/EU event, h10.me/EU event. There's a lot of great speakers going to be there. It'll be on June 8th and 9th. All right, June 8th and 9th is when the conference will be. And I'm also going to do a meetup. So on June 9th, I'm not sure exactly when, but I'm targeting about 7 p.m. I'm going to be at Johnny's Pizza there in Prague. There'll be more details about that in the Facebook groups, but go to h10.me/EU event if you're interested to visit the Prague event. And if you're just in the area, you want to come hang out, hit up Johnny's Pizza. One of my favorite pizza spots in Europe is right there in Prague. I'll be there on the 9th with Helium 10 members. Right after that, I'm flying directly from Prague to Puerto Rico for the $1 Billion Seller Summit. So there's still, I'm not sure if there's any tickets left, but you might be able to get the replays. Finish my presentation there too. h10.me/BDSS, h10.me/BDSS. Lots of great speakers that you've heard here on the podcast, and they'll be there. And there's, Kevin King always does some amazing events that, like, they've got some kind of Family Feud contest that they're going to be doing. So really, really cool stuff. Make sure to come out to that one. And the last event right after there, I fly directly to Bali, and I'll be in Bali for a Amazon Collective Mastermind retreat at an all-inclusive resort. So if you're interested to hang out at that place in like more of a laid-back setting, go to h10.me/Bali, h10.me/Bali. One more event to look out for. It's going to be an online event. If you can't go to any of these, it'll be next week. I'll be doing this at like midnight in my hotel room there in Prague. But we're going to have a live webinar with Amazon advertising. All right, with Amazon advertising, and it's going to be all about how to set up your advertising and promotions for Prime Day, which will be coming up this year. So make sure to attend that. I'm gonna have some really cool tips on how you can look at last year's Prime Day deals and how to look at what the competition has been doing. So make sure to tune into that. So if you're interested to register to watch that webinar, go to h10.me/Prime Day webinar, h10.me/Prime Day webinar. All right, next up, we have before our training tip of the week, we have a quick interview that Carrie did with a serious seller out there. You might have never heard of him. His name is Brian, but let's get a little bit of his backstory in this clip.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited. I'm here with one of our elite members, Brian Jines, today. He has a really cool story, so I'm excited to interview him and inspire you all with his story. So thanks so much for joining me, Brian.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
I wanted to start out and just ask you, how long you've been selling on Amazon. Like when did you get started?
Amazon, about 7 years. So
about
around
7 years.
2015, 2016, somewhere around there.
Okay. And what did you make your first year of sales on Amazon?
No more than maybe 20 or 30,000, somewhere in that range. It was a small amount.
And then what about like your last year? How much did you make last year on Amazon?
Last year on Amazon, we grossed about 12.2 million.
So that's quite a big amount of growth, which is super cool. So yeah, let's back up a little bit. I think you mentioned to me that you were making about $7.25 an hour at age 40, working at a pizza place. Can you kind of talk about your life kind of before Amazon, and then what made you kind of decide to get into it?
Well, at 40, I was making about $7.25, and then I started doing construction again on the side, and doing construction and things of that nature. And then next thing you know, I started, buying some stuff off of Amazon, or buying some stuff. Technically, I think I found my partner in China off of Alibaba, which I was lucky, very lucky, because having somebody overseas and I've never even been to China yet because I was planning on going, but then COVID hit. With that, having somebody over there is crucial. And I was lucky. I found somebody and I could trust them implicitly. We only deal with each other, and anything I want to find, we can do and source. So, it's just been a continual growth now. And it's kind of funny because now we call each other brothers, not even thinking about it. He just had a little girl. And when we first met, I didn't even have my daughter who's 6 now. So yeah, it's been a pretty cool ride in that regards.
Yeah, I think it's cool because, people sometimes think, oh, it's too late, to start anything, but it just really isn't ever too late. And, I think you're a perfect example of that. And that, you just keep looking for opportunities and, you'll find something and it can take off, like kind of how you did.
It can. And I think the biggest thing for a lot of people is to remember that when you start, you need whether it's a side hustle, whether it's, you want it to turn into a full-time thing, you need to start it knowing that this is a business and it's going to take work. And, you're willing to do that. And then the second big thing to me is to understand the why. Why do you want to do it? Whether it be, because just making a bunch of money isn't really a true why. Money doesn't, yes, money helps. Money, makes a lot of things go. But in the end, whether it be I want to sit on a beach, most of the time and work 4 hours a week, or, I want to have more time with my family, whatever that why is, I just like winning personally. Honestly, I love the atmosphere because the business is very dynamic. It's always changing. There's always new things going on, and you're, as much as it frustrates you at the same time, when you persevere through it, it kind of makes you feel that little rush of endorphins.
Any advice for anyone, that's just starting out or maybe kind of deciding to try something new?
If somebody was going to start out, the biggest advice I would say is don't ponder on it. Just get into it small. Learn how, get into it in a small way where you're not potentially going to lose a lot. But I see a lot of people talking about, I've had many of my friends, 2 or 3 of them, they always tell me, oh, I want to get into this. And they've been doing that since I was making, 20 or 30,000 a year, oh, we should do something together, but they never want to pull the trigger. Every time they go, oh, I think that'll be, bow ties. I think that'd be a good idea, but they never want to pull the trigger. And I think for a lot of people, even just, you have to do your research, but you can't just ponder on it. You have to take action, because without the action, you're never going to get there. You're never going to see what's going to work, and you're never even going to try.
Yeah. Basically just jump in and figure out the rest later, right? That's kind of how I did it.
Well, it is. It is. I'm a very white hat kind of person where a lot of people are looking for the quick buck or whatever. I'm more into building something, but when you do something, obviously you have to do your research. You have to understand what you're doing. But so many people, they have good ideas, but they're just like, oh, I don't think it's the right time. Well, it's never really the right time.
That's true. Well, thank you. This has been a very inspiring interview. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story, and hopefully we'll learn a little bit more in the future. I know you have a lot to share, but thanks so much again for joining, and we'll see you later.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you for that, Carrie and Brian. Last up, the most asked for thing by sellers for our Insights dashboard is being able to kind of aggregate your data at the parent level, or maybe at the ASIN level, or at the child level, instead of just picking one of those. So like, for example, we've got a black coffin shelf, pink coffin shelf, purple coffin shelf. When I go into Helium 10, I see it at the SKU level. But now you can actually see all of your coffin shelves in one metric, whether it's keywords or sales or PPC. Super, super cool. Shivali, show us where to find that.
Hello, my name is Shivali, and welcome to this week's Weekly Buzz. This week, I'm going to be talking to you about some upgrades we've made to our Insights dashboard, and you guys were the ones that asked for it, so I'm really excited to get into it. Now, if you have a variation listing, meaning you sell your product in different sizes, different shapes, different forms, then you will most likely be interested in taking a look at your performance on a parent, child, or SKU level, correct? So what we've done is we've actually allowed you to break those things down to get a more granular view on your Insights dashboard. Let's take a look. I'm on my Insights dashboard right now, and what you are seeing is Of course, you have your insights up top, your graphs still, but when you go down, you can actually segment out into parent, child, and SKU. Meaning if you have a listing like this, where maybe you have different sizes or different colors, as I mentioned before, this particular egg rack has 12 eggs and an 18 eggs option. So if I went into my dashboard, of course, I can have everything grouped by the parent level, in which case I can still see how many of those SKUs are really showing up in the organic keywords for the top 10 positions or sponsored keywords, but I can also further break that down by hovering over 5 SKUs or even using the toggle and clicking view all 2 child ASINs in the table. That will directly take me into seeing those 2 different variations that I have and seeing the keywords grouped by those variations. And of course, if you are somebody who has actually taken that a step further and maybe you have different SKUs for fulfilled by merchant or fulfilled by Amazon, you'll also be able to do that as well. Just go into the SKU level and see all of those great analytics broken down. This is incredible because typically, of course, if you were doing this in Seller Central, it's going to be a little bit all over the map, and here you can have it all in one place. You can break this down by product performance, by keywords as well, and of course, listing and advertising. It's really up to you which metrics you want to be taking a look at. The last thing I'll cover is the Insights dashboard is also going to have a summary up top telling you exactly how many new insights there are on a day-to-day basis, and you'll be able to use the settings to go through and select what kind of notifications you want to have enabled. Meaning if you only want atomic notifications, or maybe you just want order more inventory, or both, or any of those other options that you really have access to, you'll be able to go through and choose. You will also have a category identified next to each insight that is color coded, which is really helpful just to get you kind of faster on your feet and quickly be able to take a look at your dashboard, save you time, and automatically know what you want to do. So I hope you are as excited as I am about these changes, and just be sure to implement them. We'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Shivali. Guys, make sure to go into your dashboards now. Try out some of those things that she said it has been released, and let us know what you think. And then keep giving us these insights, no pun intended, for Insights dashboard on what you would like to see. All of these things that Shivali just mentioned all came from feedback from you guys. So keep that input coming to us so that we can make sure to tailor make this experience exactly how you guys would like. That's all that's buzzing this week, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.